Welcome one, welcome all to Two Wheel Deal. If you're into whips, flips, ditches, dirt, handlebars, gas or gears, if it's hardtails, whale tails, or slapping the tank, it's culture, lifestyle, bikes. From Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, it's episode 1 of Two Wheel Deal. I'm Leonard Collette, and I love bikes. I can't remember a time in my life where I didn't own a bike of some kind. Motorcycle, mountain bike, 10-speed, scooter, razor, you name it, this guy's owned it. I started this podcast because I want to explore the lifestyle and the culture of the amazing people that own bikes. They've been a huge part of my life, and I know they're a huge part of those people's lives. So without further delay, let's roll. All right. The fat biker, otherwise known as Sean Ouellette. Did I say that right? Ouellette?
Ouellette, but close enough. Yeah.
I like Ouellette because it's like, ooh, let the dogs out.
That's the English way to say it.
Say it again.
Ouellette.
Ouellette, there's no W at the beginning of this name.
It's French, bud. You gotta give him a break now. Come on now.
Yeah, we gotta give the French a break.
Oui. Yeah.
Oui. Yeah. Okay. So, Sean, just a little background for all our listeners and viewers out there.
Yeah.
My first memory of meeting you, and correct me if I'm wrong, my first memory of meeting you and talking to you was at the back of the bus on Frisbee Ridge in Revelstoke a couple of years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
I was at the back of the bus. When I say the back of the bus, I mean the group of guys going down the Alpine Ridge, okay?
Yeah.
It makes sense for me to be at the back because that was my first time on a dual suspension bike. I had a very hard time staying on it.
I give yourself more credit, man. You did really well.
I watched your video that you posted, and I saw myself come off my bike because I was in front of you several times. You're very kind. You edited those clips out, but I could see where it happened. So just for some background, that's where I remember meeting you.
Yeah, exactly. On the Revelstoke trip. Yeah, that your brother invited me on. That was a good time, actually.
Is that your first trip to Revelstoke?
Yes, but first of many. That place was unbelievable.
So we've been there twice. I've seen you there twice. Have you been there more than twice?
No, that was it. Just the 2 times me and you have gone.
Right. So I'm going to get back to Wandering Wheels a little bit later, okay?
Yeah,
I do want to talk about
There's
Martha's
another
Creek.
story to go there,
Yeah. Well, let's segue into it now because, an awful thing happened to your mountain bike on the way up to Martha's Creek. So let's talk about that. We were going up a 13, 15 kilometer access road.
Yeah.
And we're 95% of the way. And
literally 95%.
Maybe more. I don't even know. It felt like it was like the last turn and I could see it. And then everybody started screaming and the truck stopped. What happened after that?
So then I look back as I'm in the back of the bus like normal. And then I look back and, I count 6 or 7 bikes. Oh, that seems short for some reason. Oh shit, I don't see the green Specialized back there. Oh, Steph girl's missing. That's my bike gone.
That's your bike gone. What was going through your head, man?
First of all, am I allowed to swear?
Yes, please.
What the fuck? That's exactly what was going through my head. And then just this sick feeling down in my stomach of man, if my bike is completely broken, I'm fucked. I can't afford a new one.
Mm-hmm.
What do I do?
Mm-hmm.
That's the first thing that goes through my head. And then just, stay calm. I can't do anything about it now. I can't go and duct tape it. So just stay calm is what it is. Go and take a look, assess the damage. Thank God it wasn't frame, wheels, suspension. Thank God. Because,
I knew it was bad when our tour guide, who was great, and I can't remember his name right now. So he's
a great guy. Yeah.
Yeah. I knew it was bad when he was 100 yards from your bike and he was like, I found the grip, the handle. I found the handle.
Oh man, I still have that grip here somewhere.
Yeah, that's when we knew.
Context. This is the better of the 2 grips.
I knew we were in a pickle in that moment.
When it rips a grip off,
mm-hmm.
you know there was some serious damage.
Yeah. So the Wandering Wheels guys seem very concerned about it.
Yep.
They're a good company. I mean, they offer a
Yep.
great tour. How were
Yep.
they in repairing your bike?
Unbelievably good about it. Like
Amazing to
unbelievably
hear.
good
That's
about
so
it.
good to hear.
I literally just went home. Well, so first off, took the bike back down to the bottom of the hill after you guys had your epic trip down Martha's Creek. It was, I'm pretty
But
sure.
we'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So you guys had the great time. I pounded 3-4 beers to extinguish my anger. Although I wasn't really that mad,
You had the
It's more
cute blonde girl to
disappointed.
yourself on the beach, so
Yeah, 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 exactly. Wasn't the worst thing in the world.
no, no, it wasn't the
Um,
worst. No.
and then yeah, just got a hold of Matt once we got back, the owner of the company, and
Mhm.
he was like, "Man, shit happens. Completely understand." He said we can try to fix it here, but we're not gonna have all the parts, or just take it home, get it fixed, and send me the bill. I try to be somewhat of a home mechanic, so I just
Yeah,
went
for
and
sure.
sourced all the parts myself. Literally, so we got back. I got back this Sunday night. My bike was up and running Wednesday,
Wow.
and
So
literally just took pictures of the receipts. He emailed me money transferred, the whole thing, no ifs, ands, or buts. And he said he's going to take me up Martha Creek for free next year when we go back.
well,
So
that's such a relief to hear. So if you're out there and you're, if you're listening and you're watching, you got to look up Wandering Wheels in Revelstoke and talk to Matt. That's his name,
yeah,
right, Matt?
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
They offer the most amazing service. I mean, that whole Boulder Mountain detention center. I mean, we've been down every run down there now, and
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
I would go back again. It's so
I,
much fun. I would go back.
I
I
will
don't
go
feel,
back.
I don't know if we need Wandering Wheels,
I
like their
agree.
service. I don't know. Like, I feel like we can do that because,
Yeah.
we've been multiple times, but it's so amazing to have the guide, especially coming down Martha's Creek. He was incredible.
No kidding. My suggestion would be if you're a noob in Revelstoke, 100% take that service 10 out of 10 times. If it's
Hmm.
your second time, I would still do it. By
Hmm.
third and fourth time, if you have the shuttle vehicle and somebody to shuttle you,
Hmm.
then yeah, I completely understand just going on your own. But we would have been so lost. There are trails everywhere, and you have no idea where they're going to end up. You have
Yeah.
no idea where the crazy features are. And that shit was legit. There was some
Yeah.
steep, techie trails there.
Yeah,
Woo.
so I have some very sad video of me starting my Martha's Creek descent, and it's
Yep.
passing you, and I'm sorry about your bike, and you're drinking a beer already, and you're like, "I'll be okay," And I was like, in my heart, like, I can't handle this. You're like, we came all the way up here, and he's going
Yeah.
back down in the truck down a service road. So
And just to give you some context, I never drink alcohol.
yeah,
Never. I
yeah,
never drink alcohol. I instantly
yeah.
was just like, I need something. Just give me
Yeah.
something to distract the pain.
But six of us started out on that trip, and by the 1/3 mark going down, only
Yeah.
two of us were left.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, which
And
I
that is
had no
because
idea.
the first third of the section, which you didn't get to ride your bike on, is
Yeah.
way more techy than you would think it is. For an alpine, it's flat, it's a climb to the actual real descent. So
Yeah.
where we dropped off is not the real descent.
Oh, okay.
You
Okay.
go down a little bit and then you come back up the other side, and that's where the real descent is. And by the time we got to there, both Lars and Graham had come off their bikes
Okay.
before
Okay.
we hit the real descent, and they bailed. So that was you, Lars, and my brother. And I remember, like, there he took his nice YT bike,
Yeah.
his $1 million bike, and I have his nephew's bike. It's held
Yeah.
together by dreams and tape. And I was like, why didn't I ask him for his YT?
Yeah, seriously. Yeah.
Yeah, huge mistake. To be honest with you, I thoroughly enjoyed Frisbee Ridge more.
That was the one we did the first year that was just forever descending. Like,
Forever, 9 kilometers or something,
yeah,
five
and
or nine. I can't even remember.
I couldn't keep up. I was true fat biker at that point. I was
Yeah,
230, 40 pounds. Like, I couldn't, my cardio was not able to handle that.
yeah. Well, let's before we get to fitness levels, I just want to ask about the current setup. Like, tell us about the make and model of your bike.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, what are
So
you riding these days?
2017 Specialized Enduro 27.5.
Mm-hmm.
bought it used. I'm too cheap to ever afford a brand new bike like that. I'm pretty sure brand new MSRP, I think, was over $7,000 Canadian. Like, that's more than my car. Like, mountain biking is ridiculous
If
sometimes.
Warren Buffett, like the richest man on earth, won't buy a new car,
Yeah, seriously.
I won't buy a new bike.
Agreed. No, 100% agreed.
And his theory is depreciation.
Yep.
Right?
Well,
When you roll it off the lot, there you go.
well, think about it. I got a 2-year-old bike that was $8,000. Now I bought it for 35.
That's incredible.
Like, I can't beat that. And top of the line, carbon fiber frame, all that stuff.
How in the world is a mountain bike worth $8,000?
That's not even the most expensive.
I know.
They're going up over 12,000 nowadays.
I know. But for me, the whole thing is research and development. So if you take a $12,000 mountain bike and place it next to any motorcycle, you can clearly see that the research and development that have gone into these two products is astronomically different. One has 1,000 parts. The other has 20 parts.
And 1,000 moving parts. Think about the complexity of an engine, internal combustion engine inside that thing.
Right.
Transmission. Like, and
that's my whole point.
It's 2 shocks ridiculous. In a frame. 2 shocks in a frame and 12 gears. You switch with a cable. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, it's a cable. That's my whole point. That's why I will never pay that for a mountain bike. I own a motorcycle. I understand the hundreds of years, like not the hundreds of years, but 100 years of research and development have gone into making a motorcycle.
Yep.
Like dual suspension bikes have been around for how long? I don't know the answer, but
it's long ass time. Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you have any, like, have you added any modifications to the bike since you bought it?
Yeah, big time. So I bought the bike used on Pink Bike, which I highly recommend.
Yeah, Pink Bike.
Anyone looking for a good deal, Pink Bike all day. Take your time when buying the bike. Don't just buy the first bike you like that's nice and shiny and the color you want. Do your research. It took me probably 2 years till I pulled the trigger on that much money. Bought it from a mechanic in Vancouver. And so he had already done some upgrading by the time I bought it. So brand new rear shock on it, the DH2 or whatever. It's full rebound compression and all this different stuff that I'll never even need, but whatever, it looks cool. And then, so being a heavier rider, I upgraded the brakes. I went with like full downhill brakes, bigger rotors.
Of course. Yeah.
Upgraded the rubber. I went with downhill casing instead of single ply, because I'm just gonna rip through those single ply tires. And then a couple little minor upgrades like grips.
Are you running tubeless?
Oh yeah, of course. First, it came tubeless. I'll never run tubes.
Do you run with a backup tube?
Yeah. So with the great thing about this bike, in the down tube of the frame, there's a SWAT box, it's called. And it's the whole down tube is completely open and you can access it. So I stuff everything in there. So I never.
That sounds pretty cool, man. Yeah. I love these guys who, like they're going to fix their tubeless on the trail. That's my favorite. It's like, I'm going to put the sealant in. I'm going to wait for it to seal. I'm going to rip it off the rim with my superhuman strength. I don't know if a lot of bikers have been through this because it's ridiculous. It's
like, because if you I have a patch kit, not a patch kit, but like just like in a tire where you plug in the little bacon strip.
Yeah, I put the bacon strips in.
But that's so rare that you're going to get such a small puncture where that'll actually work. If you get a cut in the sidewall,
you're done.
Never going to get it to seal. You have to have a tube, and you've probably got to put like a business card or something so the tube doesn't just pop out. So.
Yeah, I'm just asking because this happened to me this summer on a hill, and there's like, your day's done.
Oh, you're walking.
No matter where you are, you're walking back. So anybody who's out there that's running tubeless, like if you don't know, my God, carry a tube with you, man.
Just strap a tube to the frame and forget about it.
Yeah, just forget about it. Put it in your bag, like
enduro style.
Yeah. So, a question I wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
The fat biker.
Yeah.
Kind of feels like false advertisement to me these days.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you stated that 2 years ago on Frisbee Ridge, you said 240 pounds.
Then my heaviest was 240.
Right. So what are you now today?
190.
What? That's 50 pounds.
Yeah. I got to be the moderately overweight biker now. I think I need to switch my channel up.
In 2 years, You've lost 50 pounds.
But that's mountain biking. I was actually, so I got a Fitbit and I was
Yeah.
looking at my calories. The Saturdays we go out biking, I'm
Mhm.
burning 5,000 to 7,000 calories a day.
That's crazy. That won't always be the case though, right?
No, of course, those are
The
the
more
big
weight you
days,
lose,
but
the harder it is to do.
exactly.
Yeah,
But
and the better shape you get in, the harder it is
yeah.
to burn calories.
Well, that's what I'm noticing now. Back in the
Yeah.
day, I could lose 5 pounds a week, no problem. Now I'm stuck at like a pound a week, basically.
Right, right. So what's the reason? What's the kernel? Like why did you created a channel, you're the fat biker, and now you lost 50 pounds? Like what's the
Yeah.
driving force behind that?
It's actually really simple. The better shape you are in, the more fun it is.
Mountain biking.
Yep, 100%. It's as
Right.
simple as that. The better shape you are in, the more fun it is.
So I was talking to my brother, who you know, obviously.
Of course, yeah.
He introduced us, and
Yeah.
I was telling him about a podcast I was listening to where some mountain biker was taking a road biker to task about like why you ride a road bike. Like, what are you doing? You go on a flat surface. If you're lucky, there's a hill. If you're extra
Yeah.
lucky, you get to come down that hill. But what are you doing? Like,
It's
how much fun can
dangerous.
that be?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
what's the point of it? And the guy was like, the point of it is distance, like speed over distance. And then
Yeah, yeah, I
they
get that.
transition that conversation into physical conditioning. And the road biker
Yeah.
made the most amazing point to me. And he said, like, he sees a lot of mountain bike guys, they super tech out on their bikes. They spend all weekend adjusting every little cable,
Yeah, yeah,
every little thing you could imagine, but
yeah,
they don't do that with their physical conditioning.
yeah.
And the two are tied. The more experience and fun you want to have on a mountain bike depends on the shape you're in.
I
And that's what
completely
you just
agree.
said, right? So
Completely
it takes
agree.
some people. How long did it take you to get to that point?
Like to lose the weight?
No, to like just even make that realization.
Oh, well, so perfect example, Frisbee Ridge. I couldn't
Yeah.
even keep up with you guys. My
They sent me one
cardio.
time to go find you.
Yeah, seriously, that's
They
how
did.
fat and slow I was. And like
Okay.
I'm a good rider back then for about 10 seconds. And then my cardio goes like this. And then I'm sloppy, I'm crashing, and it's just not fun because I'm literally
Yeah.
huffing and puffing, barely staying on the bike. Now I can do a full run of a trail and my heart rate's barely going up. Like
Such a good feeling, hey?
it's 10 times more fun, 10 times, because I can do a whole trail and I don't have to stop halfway through and be like, okay, let my hands cool off, let me catch my breath. It's like, no, I'm keeping up with you guys. I may not be as fast, but
Yeah.
at least I'm keeping up in a sense. Like my
Yeah.
cardio isn't slowing me down. It's my skill now.
Yeah. That's so good because I feel like my skill is definitely the thing that keeps me back. My conditioning is, I guess, probably a little better than everyone in the group that went to Revelstoke.
Yeah.
I run
Other
a
than
lot.
Lars, though.
Oh, that guy's Lars.
Yeah, seriously.
You're in such good shape, man. I don't even get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I run a lot on the sea, like we have the seawall and there's lots of hills around here. So like I actually run up the hills a lot. I practice. Like right down the road from me is literally a 3-kilometer hill.
Mm-hmm.
If I run up that thing, I need like a week to recover, but it really works for mountain biking.
That's what we used to do for football, man. Run hills. You want to get in shape? Run hills. Just
with your
run and
equipment
run
on.
till you puke.
With your equipment on.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
When it's
I
plus
always
30.
I was talking to this to my good buddy the other day. Like one of the weird things I miss about football is the first practice you get to wear a helmet, and then the next day your neck is so sore. You know what I mean?
Man,
It's the little things, right?
I was looking at old pictures of my football days. My neck is out to here. It's a triangle.
Because were you in the gym a lot?
Well, just from the weight of the helmet, I played
like 4 or 5 pounds, right?
I played so much football, man. Ridiculous amount of football. I was lucky enough to play down in Ohio and whatnot. And like when you have a helmet on 6 hours a day, 4 days a week, then game day, like your neck is just and I would work out my neck too because it prevents concussions and neck injuries and whatnot. But
right.
I just remember looking at pictures and my neck is like just out to here. Now it's like all skinny and fat, and it's like, holy shit, where'd it go?
You think your football team, knowing now that you were like a mountain biker, they'd beat you up? Like if they got like, oh my, what happened to Sean? Like he was a middle linebacker. Now look at him.
Yeah, it's definitely a different breed of athlete, I would say. You get a lot of the individual athletes in mountain biking
Yeah, I
that
totally noticed that.
weren't into the team sports and whatnot, and I don't have any problem with that, but growing up in football is all about the team, it's all about your boys, that sort of thing.
Yeah,
That's what I kind of like about mountain biking. I can grab my helmet, grab my bike, and I'm off on my own for 3-4 hours, just in my own head. But then I also love going to the bike park with the boys. You got four of
yeah,
you, you're crushing laps together, you're high-fiving at the end of every run,
yeah.
you're filming each other do new
It's
tricks
the
and
best.
shit. And
It's the best.
yeah,
I do a lot of solo biking. For me, it's hard to find people to bike with.
true. And
Uh,
schedules to match is
Schedules to match.
impossible.
And then of course I've got my mountain bike on my motorcycle. So what happens to me a lot is guys go up and it's raining and I can't go.
Oh,
I
true.
just
Yeah.
I don't ride my bike in the rain. It's too, it's not safe in these parts. And but I love the freedom of going on solo rides
Yeah.
and not having to answer or wait or do whatever. But last year coming down, it was at Mount From, at a pretty nasty wipeout on some wet rocks on a pipeline.
Yeah.
And I can just remember lying there, like in the brush, like 20 feet from my bike, mangled between some rocks, going like, I'm so lucky that my limbs aren't broken right now.
Oh, seriously.
I'm
Yeah.
by myself.
Yep.
It's raining and I'm like, who knows even where I am?
Yep.
You know what I mean? And I remember thinking like, you need riding buddies. Like this is like, it's fun and all,
Yeah.
but in those moments, it's actually pretty scary.
I completely agree. So a
Yeah.
little example of that was late in the season 2 years ago. So not this last summer, but the summer before. I was at Kicking Horse and I was riding with a guy all day, doing some double black trails I've never done before, having a great time. And my confidence is through the roof. And
Mhm.
he had to drive back to Calgary. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do one more lap by myself, just going to cruise, have a good time. I see this double black trail I've never done before. It's basically just a rock slab. Anyone who's been to Kicking Horse, it's called Rock and Roll, or it's the double black rock and roll trail. And I
Right.
go down it and I just get going a bit too fast, out of line. I miss the berm, front wheel tucks, throws me over the bars. And I mean the biggest crash I've ever had, bar none. It's so
By
bad.
yourself.
I don't even want to post it. It's so bad. Like I should have been really hurt. And I get up, I'm like, okay, am I okay? Am I okay? I think I'm okay. Like, holy shit, I survived this crash. Then it's like, oh no, my hand's starting to hurt.
Yeah.
Next thing I know, I look down, a bone sticking up. And,
Oh,
broke my hand. But I'm just thinking,
compound fracture.
no, luckily it wasn't sticking out of the skin. I dislocated my
Oh, under the
metacarpal,
skin. Okay. I
and I
thought
could
it was like
just,
sticking right through.
oh no, that would have been
Oh God.
nasty.
God.
But I'm just thinking if I had a buddy, he could have, helped my bike because my front wheel tacoed.
Yeah.
So I can't push the bike up.
Hmm.
The quickest way for me to get down is to walk back up to the chairlift instead of walk all the way down the mountain. So I'm literally holding the front wheel up, climbing up a mountain by myself with a broken hand, thinking, fuck, man, like, fuck, this sucks. If
Oh
I had
yeah.
a buddy there to help me out,
Yeah.
definitely a different story, man.
Yeah. I took the gondola down at Revelstoke with my bike.
Yeah, yeah.
The hub seized, as you remember, and that was one of the worst feelings, like in the pit of my gut, I've ever
Yep,
had. Like
yep,
I've never been so high and so low in the
no
same
kidding.
like 5 minutes.
Yep,
Like I waited a year to ride 5620,
yep.
and I didn't even make it up 100 yards up the access trail.
Yeah, I honestly felt so bad for you, man. I
Yeah.
was just like, come on, what are the chances it blows up right
Yeah.
here? Like, what are
I
the chances?
I don't know, man. The guy, when I was walking my bike up to the gondola, was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "No, I'm taking my bike down the fucking gondola. I'm
Yeah,
not okay, man." Like,
yeah.
yeah.
That
And then
was
it just
that
went
was
to worse when we took it to the shop and he took it apart and he's like, "They're the 7 pieces of your hub." And by
yeah.
the way, if anyone's out there listening, that happened in August.
Yep.
It is now
December
no
20,
December
December 3rd.
December 3rd,
Yeah.
and I still don't have my hub.
What, really?
No, due to coronavirus, allegedly,
Uh,
I can't get it. So I'm rocking my Ibis with 26-inch wheels,
nice. Old school.
old school. So what's good about the 26 is I'm actually starting to learn to do tricks on it now.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot more maneuverable.
Hmm.
And I had a 26 downhill bike, and I'm not good enough to tell a huge difference. Like, you know
No,
what I mean?
I'm the same way, but it is small enough and light enough. I can hold it and spin it around.
Yeah.
I tried a caveman the other day. I don't know if you know that trick. It's kind of
No.
like a Superman, but you start from a standing position and you jump down and you just like try to land on the bike.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But I tried it 3 times with three separate horrific landings. I have bruises on my legs. So what I've learned is a slope style bike has like a pedal inhibitor. It stops the
Yeah.
turning.
Yeah,
So those
exactly. Yeah.
guys, they're they can plant their feet. Like I don't have that on my bike. Like
Yeah.
I throw it. Where are my pedals? Where are they?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'm not good enough to know where they are. So I got a lot of I got a lot of learning to do. This year, one of my goals is to learn one amazing trick. Like I don't like doing a whip off a jump is not a trick to me. Like I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Caveman or a 360?
What?
I don't know. I don't know.
That's my goal is to be comfortable in the jumps, like to look at a 10-foot double and be like, no problem.
Oh,
And
that'd be amazing.
I'll do a 10-foot table, no problem. But as soon as you add the double aspect, and if I case this, it's
Oh my
gonna be
God.
a bad day at the office.
Yeah, you're actually pretty good at going off of things, man, and like drops for real. Like I've seen you
That's
do a bunch.
It's my only skill. I can't go fast. I can't go long. I like hucking myself off of big drops. It's the only thing I don't get scared of.
Maybe you can change your name to like medium-sized hucker
Yeah,
or
exactly.
huck to flat, as they say, huck to flat.
Well, you witnessed my probably the most horrendous case I've ever had on Fish
I
Bonker
filmed
there in
it. I filmed
Revelstoke.
it for
Yeah,
sure.
exactly.
I was like, "Oh, is that wheel still circular?" Like,
Yeah.
it didn't
Because
sound good.
that's one thing I learned is you can case the back wheel pretty damn hard. And if you're centered on the bike,
Hmm.
your wheel's gonna hurt, but not you.
I watch a lot of slope style competitions, like Joyride, Innsbruck, all that stuff. And those guys case so many landings,
Yeah,
dude.
of
And they're
course.
coming
Yeah.
down 20 feet. Think of the force of that impact.
Yeah.
Their tires are blown up to 100 psi.
Yeah.
So those are pretty strong. In like you said, if you're straight or have the wherewithal to straighten, you're
Yeah.
probably going to land that jump.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as
Yeah.
you're not so cased that like the apex of the landing, as long as your wheel isn't hitting here, but more
Mhm.
on the top,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's if it takes all of your momentum and just throws you out the front door, yeah, then you're screwed. But a little bit of a case, as long as the wheel makes it, you're fine. You'll just learn to go a little faster next time.
Right. Okay, let's segue a bit to your YouTube channel, The Fat Biker.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
for people that don't know you,
So
like obviously
everyone,
they
yeah.
can find you on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
The Fat Biker.
Yeah.
Your what other social media are you on?
Uh, basically just Instagram. I have a little Facebook thing, but I never post or use it. I basically just use it to look at forums.
I've heard of Facebook. I'm surprised it's still around.
Yeah, seriously. I think it's only for 40 and over nowadays.
40 and over? Yeah, because
Yeah,
that's how long it's been around.
yeah, exactly. I remember it in high school and I'm 32.
Yeah, it took me a while to get on Facebook, and then I was like so unimpressed because I don't care what time you're going to the gym
Yeah,
or
exactly.
how sad you are.
Man, I don't care who you're
Chuck
voting
feels bad
for.
today.
Yeah,
I don't know.
exactly.
That's Facebook in one. Almost, I'd say 99% of Facebook posts are cries for help.
Well, exactly. And like, so I used to have Facebook and I loved it because it was a good way to keep in touch with friends, especially guys I played football with in Ohio. Like, there's no
Yeah,
other way I'm going to keep in touch with them.
yeah,
It's 2016 and the Donald Trump election happens. And everyone's just ragging on each other. Fuck you, you voted Donald Trump, blah,
yeah,
blah, blah, Hillary Clinton all day. And it's like, guys, we're Canadian, just to give some context. You can't vote for either of them. So why the fuck do you care? Like,
yeah.
why are we doing this? You're
The
arguing
Canadians,
with people for
yeah,
no reason.
the Canadians who care about American politics are the same assholes that put Trudeau in power. That's
They just
they're
get a
liberals.
hobby.
That's they got nothing else to do.
Just get a hobby, man. Do something
Ah,
productive with your time.
oh, my feelings.
Go
um,
stay.
but anyways, with your YouTube channel, like
Yeah.
what's the goal? I heard through the grapevine that you're trying to like do a video, like record every trail on Trail Forks.
Yeah, so originally my goal was to try to do like I watch a shit ton of mountain bike YouTube, all the, BKXCs, the BCPOV, all those guys. Basically, I watch everyone really.
I think they all
And I
look
always thought, oh, this sounds really cool. Like I didn't care about making money or turning it into a job because I know I never will. I just thought that looks cool, document your day, that kind of thing. Then I realized I hate talking to the camera and I don't have the personality for it. So I
okay.
was like, okay, fair enough. I accept what I am. So it's like, I'm just going to film every trail I've ever ridden
Hmm.
and just put on trail forks. So that way, because I don't know about you, but when I go ride a new place, I'll watch videos on it to see like, okay, can I handle this trail?
I
Is this
totally do it.
something,
I totally
is this
watch.
gonna
Yeah.
exactly? And I
Yeah.
noticed a lot of them, they don't just have the basic like, so let's say we go to Revelstoke and we want to ride Fish Bonker. You have to watch a 20-minute long video of a guy talking for 10 minutes, doing all this extra stuff. Then you might get 30 seconds of the trail and they
Who
don't show the whole trail.
who are these dudes that record their rides up access trails? Like, I want to watch them. I'm on my way to Fish Bunker.
Yeah.
Like, who's that guy? Like,
There's a ton of them out there. And hey,
I
good
know.
on them, teach their own. That's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
my
yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just figured I want to be the guy where when you go to research a trail, my video is going to come up. It's going to be in HD, it's going to be stabilized, and it's going to be an average guy. It's not going to be, a professional guy doing backflips off all the jumps. Like if you're
Mhm.
an average rider, which most mountain bikers are,
Yeah.
you're going to say, hey, this fat kid just rode that trail and didn't die. I'll probably be able to do it. And
And
that's what I want.
my brother's excuse for not doing most things is he has to work on Monday.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a slogan, which I actually kind of like.
it's funny, but like it gets a bit like, come on, just hit that jump. He's like, I got to work on Monday. I'm not
Yeah.
one of these kids that like is made of rubber.
Well,
Well, I've actually watched
true.
a ton of your videos like over the last couple years, and there's
Yep.
definitely an improvement in progression. I can tell that you have command of the video editing software now.
Yeah, oh yeah, practice makes perfect, man. The more
Yeah,
you
I
do
can tell.
anything,
You can tell from your old videos to your videos now. There's a
yeah,
progression in skill,
yeah.
so that must feel pretty good.
It's the exact same as the riding itself. Like for
Yeah,
example, when I started mountain biking, going to trails that I do now, and it's
yeah.
like, man, I used to go around that jump like, who the fuck would hit this? This is insane. Now I don't think twice about it. I'm just whoop, off I go.
I had that
And that's
experience. Yeah,
that's the
I had
best feeling ever.
yeah. Sorry to talk over you
No,
there.
no, no, it's all good.
I had that experience in the detention center in Revelstoke
Yep, yep,
because I hit them a year apart.
yep.
I didn't hit a single feature there 2 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. And then you
I
were
what?
ripping off that big cheese,
I
man.
know. I saw that video after because I remember like you're at the top of the jump and you're looking at it and you're analyzing and you say, I'm gonna land over there,
Yep,
right? And then
yep.
you're in the air and you're sailing past the point where you thought you were gonna land.
Oh, it's the worst feeling. Like,
Oh,
where am I
it
gonna
is
land?
like panic, like
Yeah.
and it's not like you're about to land, you're still 10 feet in the air.
Hmm.
I wasn't 10 feet in the air, but I remember that sensation like when I land, I'm probably going to die, but I
Yeah.
didn't. I
Yeah.
didn't.
Exactly.
Yeah. And you've got to really trust in the setup of your bike. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I went so much further than I imagined and way too far down the slope of the run. Like that
Yeah.
was, I would probably never do that again,
No, agreed.
but I
But
learned a lot in that one little moment.
the perfect word is progression because, like, for example, for drops, I'm super comfortable on drops. If you
Yeah.
suck at drops, find a curb that's what, 6 inches off the ground.
Hmm.
If you can get both wheels to land at the same time, you can do a 10-foot drop. You're going to be afraid of it. It's the
Hmm.
exact same thing. It's just progression. It's go from 6 inches to a foot to 2 feet to 5 feet to 10 feet. Then that's all it is. It's doing the 5-foot double, the 10-foot double, the 15-foot double. You're
Yeah.
going to crash a couple of times. Hopefully you don't get hurt, but just keep progressing. It's all in here. Once you have the base skill, it's all up here.
Yeah. And then I think everyone goes through that when they first get on a mountain bike and they're like, how does my tire go through these rocks and roots?
I
You know that
still have
feeling?
that.
You're
I
coming down
still
the
have
mountain,
that.
you're like, I think everybody first experiences it like, and it's a process of, like you said, trusting the bike,
Yeah.
trusting your skill on the bike. Like
Yeah.
it's meant to go through those things. Yeah.
And like, just focus on the basics. So eyes up, looking forward, good neutral position, heels down. Just focus on that. Don't focus on the crazy, like don't look down at your front wheel like, oh, I'm going to hit that rock. Like, no. Worst thing you can do.
Yeah.
Keep those basics in your head, and that's how it's going to go smooth. Because I still have to remind myself all the time, like, man, look up, look forward, look forward. You just want to stare like, oh, I'm going to hit this. And the next thing you know, you're fucked for the next thing because you can't process it in time.
Yeah. So a lot of skills that it takes to ride a motorcycle transfer to the bicycle.
100%.
100%. And one of the first things they teach any person who rides a motorcycle is where you look, you will go.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Where you look, the motorcycle is going to go.
Yeah.
So rubbernecking is a very bad idea on a motorcycle.
Oof.
And I know exactly what you're talking about. Like my eyes are like 50 yards down the trail at all times. I'm never looking right in front of me. And every time I do, I crash.
Well, and think about it with motorcycle. Think about how fast you're going. You have to have your eyes way ahead because you're covering so much ground, which gives you an advantage because you're used to looking so far ahead that even if you do look down, you're so used to it being so far ahead that it's going to be probably good enough in that buffer zone, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I'll tell you what the difficult thing is. It's when you are on a mountain bike, you're ripping down the mountain. There are no consequences. You're flying off it. You're hitting shit. You're falling off. You're rolling in the mud. You're having the time of your life. And then you get on your motorcycle.
Oh, good point.
Where none of these things exist, right?
It's asphalt you're landing on.
Well, no, there's no such thing as a fender bender on a motorcycle. Like you're done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
I
have to develop a routine, much like a person who prepares for a sporting event.
Yep.
You have a routine of getting ready.
Yeah.
Right. I have a routine where I get off my mountain bike and then I get on my motorcycle, and I have a purposeful routine that slows my brain down and my body actions down and starts the process of don't fucking try to kick the back wheel out. Don't try to lift the bars up, like don't scream. No one can hear you. You're going kilometers and you're wearing a helmet.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I had a bunch of very scary moments in the beginning with the dual setup.
Yeah.
It took me a while to, figure that out. Yeah. Okay.
Making that mental switch after riding a trail and getting onto a 600-pound motorcycle. Oh, man.
Yeah. And it's I love my motorcycle. It's a torque machine. Like it's, it's not a high end, it's a Kawasaki W800 for all the people listening and watching out there. Please visit your local Kawasaki dealership. Because I'd love to go riding with you. I'd love to. You know what's
Kawasaki, give them a deal.
That's right. Kawasaki, listen. Yeah. I need stuff, merch.
Yeah.
The only annoying thing about it, dude, is if you pull up to any parking lot, somebody is going to try and take my photograph. And I get really annoyed with it because I don't know who they are and I don't know what they do with those photographs. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's plenty of times I've been coming home on my bike and a car will pull up next to me on the highway and I'll look over and some lady's just like got her phone and she's just filming me on the highway. It's annoying.
It's that bike rack, man. People don't see that every day. And it's
also people, in our modern world, social media, I think they have the right to post anything of anybody, anytime, anywhere. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't know me. You don't have my permission. Like, what is that? Why do people do that?
In the edit of this video, you got to add like a little picture of what your bike looks like so people have context of like, okay, I get what he's talking about.
Yeah,
that's not every day.
For all you people out there listening, or you can't see, I have a rack on the back of my Kawasaki W800 that I can attach a mountain bike to. It takes about 5 minutes to put on and 20 minutes to take off. I don't know why. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, for me, it's two passions at once. So
yeah, exactly.
I love it. I love it. The only negative side, and this has happened to me probably 5 times last summer, is I'll get on my motorcycle. I have my bike on the back. I'm going to From, and then I'm at Squamish, and I've forgotten to turn off at Mount From because I've been enjoying riding my motorcycle so much, and I forgot my mountain bike was on the back, and then I have to circle back.
You have no idea how much people who live in shitty mountain bike destinations would hate you right there. I go from riding the North Shore, the original free ride place of the world, to Squamish, arguably the best place in the world to ride your mountain bike. What a terrible day that must have been.
Don't get me wrong. Like I take such advantage of where I live, and there's
Oh
no
yeah.
reason why anybody can't move here. All you have to do is stomach the NDP.
No, you got to be able to afford it, bro. I'd be there in a heartbeat.
I don't think North Vancouver is expensive as Vancouver.
True.
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about Revelstoke 2021 because
Oh,
in Revelstoke 2020,
yeah.
it was considered 2021 to be the redemption tour. A lot of people got thrown around and beat up at Revelstoke 2020.
Okay, so let's go through that.
Yeah,
Let's go through the group. Me, you, your brother Graham, Graham's son, Colin, and Lars.
correct.
Correct? Yeah.
Correct.
I have my bike broken on the last trail the whole trip. So to me, I'm not sour that much. Like, yeah, I missed out on a world-class trail. It's not the end of the world. Graham was nursing a major leg injury, so he was
had a
basically
burst cyst in his calf.
yeah,
It was literally twice the size of his other calf. I don't even know how he got on a bike.
yeah.
That was
And
amazing.
then Lars during COVID had some health issues, so he had to be extra careful, extra independent, I guess is the word.
He did come off his bike and injure his ankle.
True. That's true. I forget about that on Boondocker.
Yeah, so he injured himself on Boulder Mountain in just before we got to the detention center, and then up on Martha's Creek, he came off his bike and was just worried because he was in pain.
Yeah, and fair enough. He went to the hospital to get it x-rayed, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
He did.
Yeah. Basically, the only person who had a carefree weekend was Colin.
Colin, that's correct.
Yeah, exactly.
My mountain bike rack snapped in half on the way there.
Yeah.
So before I even got there, it was the worst. Like, I was so upset. And then the hub exploded. So I actually came down 5620 without a chain.
How was that, by the way?
It was terrible.
Oh, really?
And I'm going to tell you why. Because there's something that happens like the friction that's in your pedals.
Yeah.
It helps with your balance.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Like
sometimes if you push forward, like if you're in a really low gear, there's tension. So you can like lean into a corner with the stability of your pedal. I believe you have some nice footage of my front wheel washing out.
Yeah, definitely have that somewhere.
Yeah. And that is because I came around that corner and I went to balance myself and the wheel just came out.
Oh, because you were chainless at that point.
Yeah, that was chainless. So sure, you can ride down a trail chainless, but you can't pump really. Like I had a really difficult time with the up sections. I had to walk the bike.
Yeah, of course.
I wouldn't recommend it. I mean, I'm not good enough.
Yeah.
That's the end of it. I'm not good enough. So for me, the redemption is not about I got hurt and I couldn't do anything. For me, it's just like there's a sickening feeling of just bike breaking.
Mechanicals are the worst.
Yeah,
they
go all that way and your bike breaks. Yeah. So,
but that being said, you should take away from this. Make sure that bike is top notch every time you go on a big trip.
Well, that bike was given to me.
Oh, that's true. Oh, sorry. Yeah. I didn't even think of that. Yeah.
A couple of weeks. Like I thought it had been tuned up.
Yeah.
And it hadn't. But I'm not. It was very generously given to me, and I didn't have to pay for it. My brother gave it to me. If anyone cares, is very generous. I would never say, "Hey, you gave me something that broke." No one had any clue that the hub would shatter in 7 pieces. I mean, that's just, I believe, what they call metal fatigue.
Yeah.
At some point, all metal's going to break. At some point,
of course. Yeah.
And I mean, it's a mountain bike. Think of the impact it takes constantly.
Yeah, especially mine. Yeah.
For your redemption, what's your redemption for 2021?
Oh, I have to do that trail, Martha's Creek. I have to.
See, I don't think I would do it again.
And that's fair, but I have to.
Yeah, no, I get it. Like, given the choice, I would go down Frisbee Ridge.
I'd do both, but I have to do Martha's Creek. I can't sit back knowing I missed. You have to
because you didn't do it.
Yeah. And not by choice. I was really looking forward to that. I knew it was going to be tough, but how often are you able to do a single trail that takes you 30 fucking minutes long? Like, where else in the world can you do trails like that?
And with a guide. The guide was the
Exactly.
best part.
Exactly.
Like, around this corner is this feature. Stay to this side. We're going to do this. Like,
Yeah.
that's invaluable information. I don't know how many times I'd have wrecked myself coming down there without the guide.
Oh. Oof. And
Like,
there's some serious consequences. Like, there's some straight up cliffs and stuff.
the only guy to help me would have been Colin.
Yeah.
He's a great guy. I mean, he is amazing. He's plus 50. If
Yep.
anyone out there knows Colin and
Yep.
works in the engineering world, I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's amazing. I believe he used to be a long distance runner, and then
Yeah.
his knees gave out, as they do, as our knees do, and now he's like an amazing mountain biker.
Yep.
And again, one of my first memories of him is like, I'm at the back of the pack, and I was like, no, it should be me. Like, it should be me. And he's like, I'm the oldest. I'm at the back of the pack, and I was like, okay, all right, I respect that, So
Yep.
yeah. So, what else is in the pike for the Fat Biker channel?
So I was very, very fortunate. Well, I guess fortunate, but I also just tossed out a line and saw if anyone would bite. I emailed Panorama Mountain Resort. I have a season pass there. They do a crazy sale every winter. You get a season pass for $130. It's unbelievably good price.
Is it a good mountain?
Amazing mountain. I've noticed everyone has their opinions on different mountains. I've yet to go to anywhere in BC I didn't fall in love with.
Right.
Just straight up. I've never been anywhere where I left going, meh.
Right.
Every single place I leave, huge smile on my face. So I emailed their marketing lady and said, listen, I did a bike review for Whistler Bike Park. It turned out it's probably my most popular video. And I just did a bike check of the rental bike. So if you've never been to Whistler and you're going to rent their bike, I just walked you through the whole process, where you pick it up, how much it's going to cost you, what it is, that sort of thing. And so I asked her, I was like, would you be interested in me doing that for you guys? And she got back to me. She's like, really good idea. However, would you like doing a whole mountain experience? So everything from where do you get your lift ticket? How do you get on the lift?
Right.
Where's the first green trail? All that sort of thing. Basically a comprehensive review of the bike park. And I said, hell yes. Where do I sign up? So she gave me a rental bike for 2 days for free. And I already had the season pass, so I didn't need the lift ticket. And I basically just did a little review of everything you need if you're a complete noob going to Panorama Bike Park just outside of Invermere.
And you rock that with your GoPro?
Exactly. Yeah, I don't have any other fancy cameras, just my GoPro Hero 7 Black. They got
Did you hear that GoPro? He needs a Hero 9.
Yeah. Please. Yeah, come on, hook me up with this 9 now. Come on,
GoPro.
Just lend it to me. I don't even need it forever.
I have the Hero 8.
Yeah, exactly. You have the one up from me.
Yeah, but there's I mean besides hyper smooth, I don't know the difference. And
yeah, exactly.
You can't run hyper smooth in 4K, so it's kind of useless.
And that was my thing. I'm not going to spend $700 to get a couple little upgrades. I'll wait till GoPro Hero 10 maybe.
Yeah. It's a bit disappointing that you can't run the hyper smooth in 4K. I have to run it in the 2.7K. Honestly, though, I don't care.
Because is it? I didn't even know that, to be honest. I'm kind of a noob when it comes to that tech aspect.
Well, it's just something I figured I just can't do it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter anyways, because once you like make a video and you compress it and you put it in YouTube, it's not 4K. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't look like TV broadcast stuff.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So did you all that stuff's on your channel right now, Panorama?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's and then so she's gonna put it up on their website this off season. Well, that's what she said. I have no idea. I don't really care if she does or not, but that's what she said she's gonna do. So my goal for 2021 is email or call every single bike park in Western Canada, show them that video and say, can I do this for you guys?
You should do Sun Peaks.
And the reason
I suggest Sun
every
Peaks,
single one.
Yeah, the reason I suggest it is because the mountain is new.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
There's only like a handful of runs on it.
Yep.
And you can stay at my dad's farm in Kamloops.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, because I've never ridden the Okanagan before either. That's another 2021 goal.
Yeah, Canada Line, Bermalade, Spicy Taco. There's some really good runs over at Sun Peaks. So
Yeah, I've heard great things about
I've
that
done it
place.
twice last summer.
Well, you can be my tour guide then.
Yeah, I'd love to, man. I'd love to. Yeah.
Yeah, 100% doing an Okanagan trip. Probably going to spend hopefully a week, and barring a crash, ride every single day.
There's another mountain there, Harper Mountain, that I haven't even gotten on. And there's also the Kamloops Bike Ranch, which looks like insane. Like that's like Brett Reeder territory. Like,
Yeah, exactly. So shout
yeah.
out to my buddy Pablo. If you've seen any of my old videos, he's in a couple of them. He lives in Kamloops now. I met him in Edmonton, but he goes to university out there, and
Mm-hmm.
all he does is talk about that. And so when I used to ride with him in Edmonton, he was a good rider. I rode with him again last year. He's a great rider now.
Nice.
Like when you live in these areas,
Access, right?
how you get so good so fast.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
insane, man.
There are some insane sand dunes around Kamloops that I've got my eye on, and I know how to get to. And the reason I didn't do it is because I just don't want to do it by myself.
Agreed. Yeah.
It looks so fun. I just don't want to do it alone, and I spent a lot of time in Kamloops with just my dad farming.
Yep.
It's not even biking. So I get to ride around a lot. I just mental note, like I'm going to come down that one day.
Yep.
And I told my brother this last summer. I pulled over at a Hoodoo on the side of the road because I had all my mountain biking gear on. I was like, fuck it, I'm going up. So I walked to the very top, and I couldn't get to the very top. It was too steep.
Yeah.
I couldn't push my bike up it. And coming down it, I shit my pants.
Really,
it was so scary because the sand was so loose. Like it was just crystal white powder, like brakes, no effect. Just
it's like riding on snow.
Yeah. So one of the big accomplishments for me next year will be riding steeper terrain. I struggle in steep terrain right now.
That it still scares me. I'd rather hit a massive drop or jump than ride a straight down techie trail. It's a tough mental game, man.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
I don't know why though.
I think it's because I think it's something to do with the braking for me. Like I just don't trust the way the bike slides in the like I need it to stop now, but it's gonna slide for 5 feet before it stops.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
If it even does.
If it does. And my mind is just like you said, the skill level is not there. Sometimes our minds think we can do things, and our skill like lets us know we can't.
But to that point, I would also argue sometimes it's the opposite. I've walked away from features where I know I could have done them. I go back and it's a joke. It's like, why was I afraid of this? It's just this mental barrier sometimes. But then sometimes please do listen to that mental barrier because you shouldn't be doing it.
Well, you know what's amazing is like I could stare at a jump for a long time, like a double, for instance, and feel great fear. But if someone tows me in and I know the speed to go, I rarely have a problem committing, like landing it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the most important thing is at least watch somebody else do it. If they can't tow you in, at least watch them do it.
Yeah. So when I go back to Bragg Creek and I go back to T-Dub, I'm going to hit that step up next year. I was very surprised that no one stopped. We just went right past it. I've seen so many videos about it. Like that day we were there last summer.
Yeah.
We just went right past it. I was like, look at that thing. And no one stopped because what I think the pack can improve on is sessioning stuff. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
It's one thing to rip down the mountain, but let's stop and hit a few obstacles or features. Like I was like, I don't think I would have hit that step up, but just to not even stop and look at it was kind of disappointing to me because I'd seen it on YouTube a lot and I'd seen some other guys attempt it on YouTube a lot. So I just wanted to go check it out. So
I agree. Yeah.
I think that step up, if I get back to Bragg Creek next summer, will be a part of well, let's see. It's actually for me a pretty big trek.
Yeah, no, I know. But you'll be in Calgary for a week or so. You got to.
Yeah, I love Calgary. And in the summer, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah. Man, Alberta in the summer is amazing. Yeah.
I agree. But you should try British Columbia in the summer.
Hey, I go basically every weekend. I'm in BC in the summer, just for the weekends. Obviously, I work 9 to 5, so it's
before we sign off today, I'll make you this declaration.
Yeah.
If you come out here, you have a place to stay.
Yeah.
Free, and you have a tour guide. So Mount Seymour, Mount From, anything in Squamish.
Yeah.
You have a tour guide.
So I've done 2 of the North Shore Mountains. I've done From and Seymour.
Nice.
I've
Those are the
yet,
two best.
I've yet to do Squamish. I'm desperate to ride Squamish, man. I've done Whistler. I've done all that, but I basically have done Whistler and the North Shore, and I always skip Squamish because Squamish to me is intimidating of the sense it's not like it's just one trail center and you go up the access road and all the trails are at the top there. It's everything. Like everywhere you look, there's some random trail that might not even be on Trail Forks.
Half the trails in Squamish are not on Trail Forks.
So it's like, where do I even go? Like, where do I start?
Well, let me help you, son.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, master.
I had my worst wipeout ever on Half Nelson.
Oh, really?
And it's a blue run.
Yeah.
I was following my friend down. He'd never been down on a dual suspension mountain bike ever. So massive kudos to him for cycling up the 4-kilometer access road.
Yeah.
And it was a struggle. And he wanted me behind just to, check him out. And I got too busy watching him. I hit a jump. And I don't even know what happened. All I know is the GoPro, I hit the ground so hard the GoPro turned off.
Ooh.
I didn't turn it off.
Ooh.
Like when I watched the footage back, it's off. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's off good. Because it was in my rib cage. And it really hurt, man. That's
good. You're like a cracker rib.
All right, man. So I just want to thank you so much for coming on
brother.
the podcast. And again, where we can find you on YouTube, The Fat Biker.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure there's this massive Indian channel called The Fat Biker. So the best way to find it is actually The Fat Biker MTB.
Oh, The Fat Biker MTB.
Yeah, because if you just put in The Fat Biker, it always pops up this Indian dude in India. Yeah. And he has this massive channel of just riding fat bikes in no winter or anything. I was like, damn, my competition is stiff, man.
Got 10 million followers. And he's just
I'm pretty sure he does.
Yeah, so please go check out Sean's videos and comment, subscribe. If you like what you heard here today, please comment, subscribe, and follow Two Wheel Deal. Sean, thank you so much for being a guest on Two Wheel Deal.
I always love a good chirp, so don't make the comments too PG. Give me what you got, man.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get off here tonight and go give you what you deserve.
Yeah, deal, man.
All right, man.
All right, see you, bud. Have a good one.
Yeah.